What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Card Talk. As always, brought to you by myself, Tyler Schmidt. It's a fun episode today. Um, really, well, I guess recorded last night. Uh, Opening with a little monologue, a little thesis, some different thoughts that I had around some different things. Still trying to hone in that flow, frankly, on how I open the show. I think I need to bring a guest in slightly earlier, maybe like a 7:10 start. Give me 10 minutes of opening monologue. What's on my mind can definitely run long in some ways. Um, I had Adam Lister on, well-known artist that I've had on the show in the past, talking about what he's up to with the Card Archive project, which I'm excited for the world to know about. And then I had my man, Pokeradar, on to talk about deep cut history, stories, one of the biggest Pokemon collectors in all of the world. A lot of fun tidbits in there, a lot of fun clippable moments. A classic card talk, if you will. So I hope you enjoy it. This will be posted everywhere you can find your podcast. Leave comments for questions. Hit me on the DMs on the socials. I want to get you involved in the show. If you want to come on, let me know. If you have a question, holler at me. I'll show your socials. I'll put them on there. We'll get it out. We're building. This is officially 4 weeks in a row that I've done Card Talk Live. How do you feel about it? Because I'm pumped. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. See you there. Peace. Enjoy the show. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Let's see if we are officially live. I believe we might be officially live, but that is yet to be determined. I need to do some backend. Let's go, Tekken, my dog. That is exactly right. That is how I wanted to open this. But first, I need to thank you, bro. The energy I just got from you being here at the start. I'm fired up. I'm focused. I got 2 guests coming on tonight, which I couldn't be more pumped about. I need to update right now both of their calendar invites so that they have the link to join. Link to join. Boom. Let me add this in there. This is the grind. This is me attempting to build this thing up solo dolo, one day at a time. I am live. It is currently, they both have it. Let me make sure they both get it on text, on Instagram. Adam Lister is going to be joining us. Link to join when you're ready. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Ready for another week? Good chats, talking shop. That is exactly right. Tekken, when can I have you on? When are you ready to enter Card Talk Land and jump on and have a convo with me? Because that is one that I would be incredibly excited about. Let me make sure we got here. Sometimes things are a little weird. Boom. Here we go. When you're ready, link here and in calendar. Yeah, but you know about the flip game. You know about the flip life. Tekken, one thing that's definitely on my mind is obviously Grateful Dead tease. I imagine went banana land in the last month or so. But before we get into that, I am going to kick us off here. Everyone that is here, which at the moment is a small minority, I think it's worth 40 to 50K at peak. I had BG at 95 BGS Pop 2, 97 Jordan Upper Deck Diamond Dimensions 99. I'm excited to be back with another episode of Card Talk, brought to you, as always, by myself, Tyler Schmidt. I am live from the studio down here in Tribeca, and I'm excited for what is now the 4th consecutive episode of Card Talk Live. I must admit that I've got work to do. The way that I think and look and understand about building things is you have to start. And the first thing that is most important is you have to create the habit. First, you got to decide that this is what you want to do. And I have made the ultimate decision that I want Card Talk in my life for the rest of my life. And I want to build this to a big thing. Right now, on Tuesday, February 3rd at 7:04 p.m., there are currently 3 live viewers. Now, does it matter to me? No. Am I a little bit like I definitely didn't do the work in this week leading up to it to push and promote it, which is by and large 1-to-1, because I think it's hard to get people into the habit of tuning in Tuesdays at 7 o'clock. But we are live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. for roughly 2 hours. The plan with Card Talk Live, Card Talk Pod, Card Talk Live, is to become the number one platform for conversations in and around collecting culture. I want to be a platform for those that are doing dope things, that are on a mission, that are making impact, that are collecting dope things, that are telling dope stories. It is called Card Talk Live, but to me, it is collecting. I am a tchotchke person through and through. My whole life has been about collecting random things. This is not a card, but this is a character created by David Horvath, who also created Ugly Dolls, who's one of the greatest IP creators in all the land. And one day he will be on this show and we'll talk collecting, and I can't wait. So now that we're 4 weeks in, I've really started to turn the corner and understand the clips, the content are about to get crazy. The uptick in interest and reach out from people about Card Talk being back has been high, and I couldn't be more pumped about it. I need to get disciplined on the content. I'm going to work with some partners to help me on the post-game editing and getting stuff out. The last week was a great week between Gordy Bonkers and Dr. Collectible joining. Those are 2 incredibly fun conversations that I can't wait to publish and get out there. I would say that it is pretty cool to me that I hit 100 subs on this page. I'm always blown away at the following that exists in and around myself and my journey with Gary, with Card Talk, with V-Friends, all the above. And if you're listening, if you're tuning in, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for listening. All those things. Tonight's going to be a great show. I have 2 guests joining. First guest is my good friend, Adam Lister. Adam Lister I've had on the podcast in the past. And Adam Lister is one of my favorite artists in the world. Adam Lister has become very well known for this mosaic style of work that Adam does, and has collaborated with IPs such as Bape. And we did a rollout with Adam for V-Friends, which went incredibly well, where he reimagined 5 iconic characters, which we're very pumped about. I then am joined by an incredibly deep, knowledgeable, and epic collector, Pokeradar. I never know if he wants to reveal his real name or not, so I'm just going to keep calling him Radar. I'm going to call him Radar. I feel like it's because he's got all the Pokemon stuff on his radar. Obviously, with Pokemon ripping and blistering hot, with the big Logan Paul auction that's getting ready to come out, you know, I'm excited because Radar collects the random things. Radar's got the driver, the Pokemon branded driver. Radar's got the cels from original animations. And I just want to get into his brain about overall collecting and how he thinks about his own collecting journey. Something else that's on my mind is, how do we bring more segments back into the show? I definitely want Q&A. So if you're listening to this, leave a comment anywhere with a question about collecting, and we will answer those. I definitely want to bring back Make a Play, where people send in plays that they've made. You make a play, you buy a card for $5, you sell it for $10. That's called a play. I'm going to be gathering the best plays and determine play of the week was a segment that we ran for quite some time, which I'm very, very pumped about. I'm contemplating my own play, frankly. I'm staring at it in the face, and I want to know what you would do. My thought is this: there's a card that's ripping hot, blistering hot. The population is incredibly low. And there's one available on eBay at like a mid-tier grade. And frankly, if you're the four of you that are in here, please share it with homies, friends, put it on your Instagram story with the link. More people are going to get in. We got two great conversations coming up that I'm incredibly excited about. The last comp on the card is like, let's do the math. 6, 5, 20% higher than previous comp. Easy 20% higher. But I think we have a massive short squeeze going on this card. And I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to pound the buy button and set the new watermark. Because I know someone's going to. And the thing is, when there's no pop, it gets pretty crazy because things can change really fast. As we've seen, One Piece and content and narratives get flowing. So I love your thoughts. The 6 of you, the 8 of you that are now in here, tuned in, listening in. Would you make a play? Let me give you all the specifics. The pop on the card overall is like 100. There's a PSA 5 that's sitting on eBay. It's sitting there for 3,100. The recent comp sale is like 25, 26, which is hot. Last 8 weeks are hot, hot, hot. Emotionally, I've been laying on this, sitting on this. I do think someone's just going to bin it ASAP. Sent the message to try to negotiate. No response. No answer. Classic. Hardball. This is the price. They know someone's going to smash it. Do I buy it? Or do I try to be like a shrewd shark and like be like, nah? Because my thought is once I buy that, that's the new comp. Latest comp. So latest purchase is always the comp. People would be in the middle. There will probably be some sales that happened less. If I buy it at 31, I imagine some will start happening at 27. But if my time horizon is like 5 years, 6 years, does that $500 delta matter? That's what I'm trying to understand. That's what I really want to know. And I don't know. But we'll get there. Scared money don't make no money. Alex, is my mic echoing? Is my mic echoing? I got an echo and then an ignore text. So I just want to know. And Alex, are you coming on Thursday? That's really what I want to know. Beautiful. I'm good. No echo. Love it. This week has been a already insanely busy, crazy week for me personally. I'm gearing up. We are now 15 days out from launch day. Launch day for a product that I've been working immensely hard on with the larger team at VFriends. And that product is Spectacular Series Super Stickers. That is going to be distributed through about 20 of our partners. I do a lot of B2B hobby wholesale stuff. And we've about 20, a little over 20 partners that are going to be distributing this product through breaks to shops, the whole nine. That is going to hit the airwaves on February 18th. We also then have a retail exclusive for shops that are going to be nationwide, maybe like 250 shops, I think we'll end up putting it into. That is a old school blister. Like I think about G.I. Joe, like with the plastic cover, 2 packs and a white ice promo that'll be faced forward. 100 characters in the set. Great inserts done by Adam Rips and everybody. Super, super pumped. Another area that I'm thinking a lot about randomly as I'm just doing, this is my long-winded what's on your mind. These are my opening monologues. All right. Pokemon EX Delta species, you saying that's worth $500 or more for Hollow EX? Dwarf Shawar, I don't know. But my homie who's coming on at 7:35 or so will know. Pokemon EX Delta species. I only do, and bag. What up? I only do this is the Pokemon I collect. First edition. 1999 game. PSA 10. Pidgeotto. This is about a $2,000 card. eBay, verified. The evolutions. You know what I'm saying? This is a star. You see that? Yeah, that's a star. So I collect that, but then tickets. I had 2 conversations in the past week. That's exactly right. That Wizards of the Coast. You know what it is. The OG stuff, dwarf. 99. I have 2 theses I want to get off before Adam Lister joins, which is the notion of time. I believe in collecting. Time is one of the most valuable assets. And what do I mean by that? The age of things. Things that are new, shiny, bright, fresh, are very fun. Everyone loves new things, discovering new music, the hot new brand, whatever it might be. New restaurant. It's a big thing in New York City. Oh, hot new restaurant. Time. You know what's doper than a new restaurant? A 50-year-old restaurant. You know what's doper than a new t-shirt? A 50-year-old t-shirt. Now, does it have to be doper? No. But you can't replace the time. And so my thesis on this is this was printed in 99. Okay? 1966 Batman, printed in 1966. You know that no matter how amazing, you could be the best marketer, product designer, attention awareness getter, salesperson in the world, and you cannot create time. So luxury goods are popping. Bars doper than a new restaurant, a 50-year-old restaurant. So that's what got it. You were repeating. I was thinking a 50-year-old bar is fire too. 50-year-old leather chair. And you know this, Tekken, because you do all the vintage stuff. Like some of the quality, because also to last that long, it has to be quality. So simply it still being around is what is giving the notion. You can't debate the quality when it's still around 50 years later. It's probably because of utility and or craftsmanship, and you can't manufacture it. So I just implore everyone that is listening, it's on their collecting journey, stop sometimes and think about time. Okay? Then, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, fire. All right, Adam joined, but I'm going to get this one off. And this is really because I want to make this into a clip. I've had this theory about content for a long time. Radar's in the building. What's good? I've had this theory about content. I had a conversation with my good homie Pedro today. And it's even for myself, my own advice. Everyone that is even remotely in the I'm trying to gain awareness for something I'm doing business, whether you're selling something, whether you're working on a pet project, whatever you're trying to do from a growth perspective, we are all not putting out enough content. Yes, I know, whatever, Gary Vee, blah, blah, blah. I sound like him. Everyone's first reaction is, oh, but if you told me I got to post every day, then I got to come up with the ideas and they're going to be shit. And I don't want to put out something that's shit. And what if, if I put out one a week, it's going to be really quality and I want people to see quality. I don't want them to see bad work. You know what's better than people seeing worse than people seeing bad work? No work. No work. And then on top of that, if something's bad, no one's going to see it anyway. So you might put out one video that gets 10,000 views. And then the next one is 200. And you're worried about the 10,000 people that saw it. But guess what? They're not seeing the one that's 200. But I'm going to wrap this all up with my last thing, which I want to use AI, talk to it for like 30 minutes, have it write the blog for me. I believe content is all that content now is what I call a point of reference. A point of reference. I think by and large, when you're having conversations with friends, when you're navigating what's happening in culture, That's exactly right, dwarf. When you're catching up with a buddy and you talk about someone else, what's going on, no one's watching everyone's content. Even if you're on Reels, if you're on TikTok, whatever. But if someone's doing something, you know what they're up to. Everyone knows Virgil did his thing. 99.9% of people have no clue what that thing was. They don't literally they could say Virgil was the guy and can't name 3 things that he ever did. And he was just doing a lot. And so my point is that whether it's good or bad, actually the thing that I think anyone only computes is that you're doing. And I think most people don't do because they're worried that people are judging, and actually the only judgment is because they might not be doing. And then they get over that and they're like, that person's doing dope shit. And the secret is they actually don't even know what you're doing. They just see you doing the thing. So I just think content or wherever it might be, poster on a lamp post outside, whatever it is, like people aren't actually registering it, but what they're picking up as a point of reference and how that then impacts the rest of their life. And the only way to get into that sphere is by actually putting the stuff out. So that's my rant. I'm gonna put out. I want to do a little Twitter articles are now the hot thing, and I want to do one that is titled "Content." It's just a point of reference. So I'm happy we got that clip. All right, I'm very excited. One of my favorite people is about to join. Second appearance on Card Talk, I think. First appearance on Card Talk Live, though. 2 epic drawings in the background. One of my favorite artists, which the coolest part of this, one of the things that I get off most joy in my life from is coming across new creatives on Instagram. And I've been following this individual for many, many years. And then one time, I think we connected. I might have hit him up and said, like, I like your work. And he invited me to a gallery show down on the Lower East Side. Pulled up with D-Rock and some other people. And I just think people that can actually make creatives, I find myself more of a curator, not a creator in many ways. I think they're the coolest people in the world. And so I've been a fan of this person's work for a long time. Fast forward, we actually got to collaborate on something that I'm helping build VFriends and what Adam's up to. So Adam Lister, Adam Art Studio is about to join, and we're going to talk about what he's up to in the collecting space at large. I got a couple pieces here we're going to talk through. We're going to get into it.
Tyler.
My man, upstate finest. What up, Adam?
Not much. How's it going?
Fantastic, brother. How are you today?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
What's going on? Where are you tapping in from?
I'm at home right now, just hanging out. Got the home studio here right now, and just gonna be here right now up in Rhinebeck, New York.
Rhinebeck's finest. Talk to me about the 2 pieces that are sitting behind you right now.
Oh, a couple recent. These are acrylics on canvas. You know who, and you know who. Just a couple pieces I've been doing. Lately, just, kind of all over the place with my work. But I am recently doing this collection of kind of Pokemon remake cards.
Amazing.
So I think last time I was on, I talked to you about this card archive project I was doing.
Yep.
Where I was basically taking like iconic cards and then remaking them as small kind of geometric reduced looking paintings. Mm-hmm. Doing the front and the back, and then putting them in the 35-point slabs. And that's just kind of a project I've been doing alongside with also doing canvas work and stuff like that. But
how much of your time do you like to add a bunch of different elements? Like, how much are you dedicating your time to canvas work compared to the card archive, and how do you kind of like flow in and out between them? Does it all feel the same to you?
It's different, but at the same time, I'm doing things all kind of at the same time. So I'll be working on a canvas while part of it is drying. I'll hop over to the table, work on one of my cards. Sometimes, depending on time of day, early morning, I like to kind of sit at the table and focus on the small stuff. And that's when it's a good time to kind of work on the card projects. So it's kind of all, back and forth all over the place.
Talk to me a little bit about the Card Archive project. I'm going to pull up on the screen here your site. And I
Okay.
want you to just give me a high level of, I think that you mentioned, is it past work or where? Yeah, Card Archive project. Here we
Yeah,
go.
yeah. If you scroll down, you can actually see the list of the ones that I've done so far. There you go.
Yep, here.
I think right now we're at about almost 50, maybe over 50 of them.
Amazing.
Um,
And you do these as commissions?
those right there are commissions, yes. So it started out actually as 10 that I just did as like the base kind of project, And
Yep.
then from there, I started getting people, asking about them. So I opened it up and I took, custom orders. And people started coming in, with all kinds of unique ones. I've done, outside of like the main sports things, I've done,
Well, Bobby
um,
Charlton, love
yeah,
that.
I just did that
O.P.G.
one
Gretzky,
recently.
legendary.
Yeah, I've done some hockey. I've done some soccer. I did a tennis card. I've done.
Well, Serena
Uh,
Williams promo.
yep, yep.
Nice.
I did that one.
Oh, you did the One Piece Monkey Luffy.
That's what I'm working on right now. That was one. That's the
Sick.
most recent order just came in. So, yeah,
And so okay, so you did the first 10. That's inclusive of this list?
yeah. They're mixed in with there. There's like some of the real iconic ones, like the Griffey rookie and the
Yep.
MJ rookie, stuff like that.
And if people wanted to go on and get their fiance a Valentine's present
Mhm.
of their favorite, whatever it might be, they're coming to your website, adamstudioart.com, and just adding this to cart. And then you guys
Yep.
are touching base on what it is.
Yeah, exactly. All the instructions are right there. You add the card project, however many you want to get, and
Yep.
then when the order comes in, I'll reach out to you, and you just
Mhm.
let me know what cards you want. And if there's any questions or any discussion you want to have, I'm happy to do that. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
And once you do a card once, you can never do it again.
Only one. That's right.
And it has to be an actual card that existed, right? People aren't making up fantasy fairylands.
I haven't had that
Eh,
yet. I mean, yeah, it's been all like actual cards. Yeah.
yep. Have
But I
you had
guess
any
that could be.
discussions or thoughts around getting them graded?
That was something I was just talking about that with someone earlier, just before I was emailing with a friend. There is a whole process that PSA has. I've
Mhm.
talked to one of their staff in the past about it for artists to be able to get their work graded. So
Mhm.
I'm actually going to get into that so we can start getting these things, slabbed up and authenticated and stuff like that. I think it has to do with they need to see your signature and different ways that it can appear and things like
Yep.
that, so they can know it's
Yep.
legit.
Nat
Um,
is CEO of Collectors. He's also an amazing collector, which is a beautiful thing. They own PSA.
mhm.
He's fairly frequent and active on Twitter. I'm sure you know how to figure it out, but I think it would be sick. And what I would say is if it's not PSA, because one thing about this show, one of my beliefs is that while PSA remains supreme and king to me, I believe just with what is happening in card grading and card encapsulation, and like the things that you were doing, I think we are in the early innings of what is happening. And I think there are also other grading companies that are not in the position that PSA is, that are still earlier in their journey entrepreneurial, that would also be great partners to lock in with on something like this. But I think it would add a very nice touch to mainly to protect it, also to add just that further like card element to it.
Absolutely.
Um, but I'm a big fan. So how many roughly do you think that you've done so far?
I think we're at about 50, maybe over 50 right now. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And is that the price on the site? 300?
Yeah. Right now, that's what I have them at 300. So people can just go on there and you order it.
2 weeks is gonna be 500. So get your orders in now.
There you go.
um, Adam, you have traveled your works and you have traveled all over the world in what you've done with Bape over there. You've put some of your pieces in some of the most iconic stores in the world. Do you have a favorite character to bring to life?
That's a good question. It kind of goes back and forth. I always go back to, the stuff that I have from like my early memories. And it might be something Star Wars, or it might be like Cookie Monster or something like one of my earliest
Love
memories,
Cookie
Kermit the
Monster.
Frog. That's probably like my earliest character. So yeah, probably those guys. Maybe I've done a bunch of Cookie Monster paintings and drawings. So
I
yeah,
need so one of the big things we're hot on is, there's sports cards, obviously, and then we talk a lot about fictional cards. So Batman rookie,
hmm
1977 Star Wars set, Luke
yeah.
Skywalker, the Cookie Monster rookie card. It's got to be
Oh, that'd be
insane.
cool.
I got to figure out what that is. My man Adam Rips will definitely know and be aware. Um, what does collecting mean to you?
What does collecting mean? That's a good question.
Do you collect things?
I do. I collect stuff. I have a collection of some strange things. A lot of other people's art.
Mhm.
Um, I have cards from when I was younger. I have some old toys, some old Star Wars, some old He-Man stuff from like the
Nice.
80s. Um, and yeah, I guess maybe a while ago, 10 years ago, I went through and I bought up like a bunch of like unopened wax boxes of cards from like when I was younger. So I
Mhm.
have these unopened boxes of like 92 Stadium Club, NBA cards, like 90 Fleer, like just unopened boxes that I just have, like as, kind of a display thing. Um, but yeah, I think, collecting, it kind of goes back and forth for me because I see it from the side of making things and dealing with people that are collectors,
Mhm.
and then also collecting on my own. um so yeah, it's a real complicated thing for me.
Do
I
those things intertwine for you at all? Like when you're making, like when you kind of architect the card archive project, obviously you a well-known artist that has collectors all over the world. Like, are you just in your process, are you thinking about the end collector at any moments?
um I mean, I'm thinking about it, yeah, I guess as I'm making it, who it's
Mhm.
for and things like that and what will happen to it. Um, at the same time, I'm making things that I know are just going out into the world and will have their own life. They'll
Mhm.
kind of like maybe they'll trade, get passed around to someone else. Maybe they'll get, hung up on a wall somewhere. Maybe they'll get lost. Like, I don't know,
Yeah,
like
which is kind of fun too.
yeah, maybe, I
Yeah.
mean, there's, stolen art is kind of fascinating to me. I
Yeah.
mean, it's got this whole like mystique about it. So yeah, I mean, I don't get too caught up on it, but yeah, it's definitely, yeah, on my mind, I guess.
In educating the audience, just because I again love finding out about new creatives, artists, if you will. Any artists that you either come to mind as on the rise or in the cut, or that you have relationships with or have met through your years, or that you collect that people should check out?
Let me think. That's a big question. One that pops into mind, my buddy Johnny in Paris is his Instagram.
Oh,
I
the
think Johnny Miranda is his
sick.
full name. He's awesome. He's doing a lot of really cool stuff. All different kinds of characters. Several years ago, we traded work, so I have one of his canvases that he made for me, and I traded him a piece. He's really sweet. Also, Wizard Skull, you know him?
Okay, that one's not
Wizard
jumping
Skull is
out as much.
awesome. Yeah. He does some really great stuff. He's making a lot of really cool, positive content on his Instagram. I think you guys really like him.
Love it.
Check out Wizard Skull. His name's
I'm
Alex.
following him. Let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Sick. He's here in the city too?
Yeah, I think he's in Brooklyn right now.
Nice.
But yeah,
I love it. Those are
it's
two great ones.
those
Those
are
are two great ones.
two of the guys that just kind of pop into my mind right away. So
Love it. Do
yeah.
you Is there any collaborative experiences you've done with other artists? I guess like doing a shared gallery show would be in some ways.
In a way, over the years I've done some, nothing major though. I've done like back and forth, kind of trade drawings off and stuff like that.
Mhm.
When I was younger, I feel like I used to do more of that stuff. I remember my first apartment, we used to have this big piece of paper up on the wall, and I had four roommates. And anytime someone came over, they'd just get on it, just graffiti or draw on it. And every, few days we'd change it out. Um, but no, that's the thing I'd love to get back into though, working
Yeah.
closely with artists.
Well, we did our little collab together. Which you want
Nice.
to? Good. I don't know if you saw the Rare Robot comic just dropped.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got to
It looks
get you some of
great.
those actually.
It looks great.
That's been going well, and I pulled. I'm currently getting the big ones that you did framed
Okay.
and hung up in the office. That was
Oh,
today's
sweet.
task for the team. I was
Sounds
like, we need to
good.
get these things up.
Sounds good.
Adam, as we wrap up, obviously the card archive project on your site, I'll get some content out about that. I got to think of which one I'm going to commission from you. My gut is it's probably something to do with Harry Potter. Where can people just like engage in the year ahead? Anything in person, or where's kind of the best way to consume and or like purchase your pieces?
Probably the best place to see a wide variety of my work is the Instagram page,
Hmm.
adam.art.studio. And you can go to my website, Adam Studio. And see some. I just got a new studio space, so I'll be working up there. It's up in Catskill.
Oh, sick.
And yeah, so I just moved in there this past week. So I'm going to be focusing on getting that set up, and I'm not taking any gallery shows for the next few months. So I'm going to kind of lock in, get things going up there, and hopefully do some in-person things there at the new studio.
Love it.
So yeah, just follow
You,
along.
I can get up there and take a visit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, I'm just getting moved in. Once I get everything set up, I'll invite you guys up. Yeah, it'd be great.
Amazing. That would be great.
Yeah.
Adam, I appreciate you joining, always being a supporter. This was, not the last combo. We have many more ahead. I'll be in touch because I need one of them card archives things. And I really, really want you to push and think about the grading of them.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
If there's anything I can do to help connections, you just let me know. Obviously, it's your pieces. So if you're like, I don't want to get them graded,
Yeah, that
who
sounds
the
great.
fuck
I
am I to
appreciate it.
say? But I think there's something there.
Sounds good.
I appreciate you, bro. We'll talk soon, all right?
Talk to
Have
you
a good one,
soon.
man. Be well.
You too.
Time goes by so fast. 7:37 already. Somehow we're 36 because I was 1 minute late. Minutes into this live now. And I will say this is a conversation that I've been very excited about. Mainly because I geek out on my boys' collection. I need to get knowledgeable on some things right now. I got some real questions. I feel like I see the driver and the 3-wood in the background right now. But an individual that, again, is just, I don't know, life's kind of crazy sometimes in some ways. And what I mean by that is I connected with this dude through social. Literally, I think on DMs. And shared interests. Again, content being a point of reference that could be nothing. Everyone's like views, it sucked, whatever, you blah, blah, blah. And then like the one person sees it that matters and you connect with them and something happens. And we got on a phone call. We've talked about a bunch of stuff. We ended up doing some real work together that neither of us have really even talked about since it went down, and is not what we're going to talk about today either. But I just find hilarious because that is the beauty of life. That is the beauty of what internet and social networks have allowed. And frankly, obviously, Pokemon is in another phase of worldwide hysteria for many different reasons. But what I think most people, when people ask me, is like, I collect Pokemon stuff, and then they ask me about anything that's happened in the last 10 years, and I know absolutely nothing because I like weird random stuff. And so my boy, who's also been killing it on the content game, again, back to the point of referencing, I know he's doing content. I see he's doing podcasts. I haven't listened to them, but I'm like, okay, I know what's going on here. I imagine the process of filming, editing, recording, getting stuff out. But I also know that there are very few people in the world, if anyone, that has a collection that matches his for the biggest IP in the world. And so I'm excited to bring my man Radar to the stage.
Dude, what's up, Tyler?
How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Oh, so real quick, I know he's gone. It was Adam, right? The last guy.
Yep. Oh man,
this is from the animated holiday special of Star Wars.
sick.
The debut of Boba Fett.
Oh my
It's
God.
an animation cell from that movie. He probably would love this.
He would love that. That is amazing. I see you also got some framed nice cell pieces behind you. Talk to me a little bit, just as you know, my introduction, but from what I know of, at the very least, you have a historical collection of pieces. I think when right now, general public, Pokemon, money, how much is that Charizard? You know, what's happening with Logan Paul, all this stuff. I think the heart of collecting is about stories, is about memories, is about history, and is about the random, unique things that takes a journey to find.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're due for like some golf and actually getting to hang out and talk more than just the little bit we do on all the random projects. But yeah, I mean, I've been doing Pokemon for 12 years, like seriously. You know, outside of the childhood stuff that we all did. A lot of things have moved through my hands. You know, certain pieces that Logan has have moved through my hands to him. Lots of stuff like that. But yeah, I pulled out a couple cool historical pieces, I guess. I'll just start with the banger. I've got this. Let's see if I can get it to focus.
Yeah.
This is a Pikachu printed on the back of a Magic the Gathering card.
Jesus.
Which is from the same year set of Magic that came out that year. So Wizards of the Coast, right? Which I'm living in Seattle now. This is the home base of Wizards of the Coast, creation of Magic. They had Pokemon back in '99. You know, Nintendo took it over in 2003. Pokemon's headquarters out here, Funko's headquarters out here. A lot of collectibles in Seattle and Washington. So Magic was being printed at the same facility as Pokemon. So
is that an error card? Is it a misprint? Is it a couple people were like, let's just fucking do this and then tell no one about it and it might show up one day?
The stories are unclear, right? Like there's never 100%. If someone comes to you with like 100% fact,
yeah, you never want someone to be super confident.
They're lying. Like this is from a WotC employee. I've got to deal with quite a few of them, and they were like, they weren't entirely sure, right? There were a few options. The most realistic option was like an alignment test, like is the picture fitting properly within the borders? So they just tested it with the Magic card. It could have been a color test for printing. Could have been just messing around, like, hey, let's do something cool and take some of these home. So there weren't a lot of controls back then. Like there were not rules. This stuff was worthless. Like this was people's work. Like maybe they even took this home to like for the next job. This was like a part of their resume. Like, hey, this is what I did for my job. Like I laid out cards. Like, so there's so many different reasons that this stuff could come to be. Yeah, we just don't know. And these guys don't have the memories of it because they were moving so fast. They were printing so much, doing so much. It was a startup. It was pandemonium, same it is today. I mean, it took another 30 years to get here, but yeah, there's so many crazy historical pieces like that.
You mentioned 12 years. You've kind of been diving deep into the Pokemon. That puts us 2013, 2014. What was that? I saw you did a clip. I think that was like, or maybe it was on Instagram story, just like you kind of took a leap, or at least made a decision, a conscious decision that you thought something was here. And at that time, again, and based on the pieces that you have, is less. I don't think in 2013 it was like a financially driven. Everyone around is like, yeah, that
Mhm.
makes sense. You're just doing it. I wish I knew what that was. And to
Yeah.
the pieces, again, I reference a lot of times the golf clubs or the Mewtwo hat that you have on right now,
Mhm.
or some employee pieces that I know that you have. What was going on in your life? What led you to that point? And can you give any anecdote of like what people maybe you said something about like put it really taking your own personal financial risk and
Yeah.
people were like, what the hell are you doing? Like give me that. And I wanted to context of like where it can still be happening in other areas currently and like what was that part of your life like?
I mean, we can get real deep in into this here, right? Like I had just graduated college. Um, I think at that point in your life for everybody, you kind of go through like a quarter life crisis. You got your friends going to get high paying jobs, and I'm from Michigan, so they went to Chicago. They're going
Mhm.
to downtown New York, wherever that is, to go sell whatever commodities and make a ton of money.
Yeah.
I got sick at the end of college, so my game plan after college was just like I had nothing. So I'm watching all my friends go off and start their careers, start their lives, do what they're doing. I'm stuck at home, stuck in bed, depressed, right? And I start just diving deep into YouTube, back to content. And I find people like Gem Mint Pokemon and SM Pratt and these people that were never gave up on Pokemon like most of us because we were trying to
Mhm.
play sports and be cool and date girls. We gave up
Yeah.
on Pokemon. Um, these guys never gave up, and you're watching them open up packs, teaching you how to grade, talking about these crazy rare Japanese promos, the Illustrator, what the heck is that? So I just went in so deep. It was so nostalgic. Like that feeling just like made me feel better. I owe Pokemon a lot in my life, like just
Amazing.
from emotions and then also now career.
Yeah.
It's my entire career now. Who would have thought? Um, so like that's what got me back into it. And like I was stuck at home, which is also kind of reminiscent to COVID. Everyone
Yeah.
was stuck at home and there was a boom during COVID.
Mhm.
So there's just like this thing about nostalgia and going through your old stuff and reconnecting with family, your brothers, your sisters, what you did back as in the day. So um, that's what got me back into it and like rediscovering it.
Mhm.
And I found my collection, went to the old store I used to go to as a kid, started buying again, selling again. And I was really just buying and selling things I was opening because at that time the prices were low, but you could also like make your money back if you pulled the right card.
Yep.
So you're making like 10%. Like there's not a
Mhm.
lot of money to be made here, but
Yeah.
you could pay
And is
for
this
your
eBay
happiness.
or is this like at the shop still?
I'm selling on eBay. I'm buying from shops. I'm doing it because I'm trying to stay away from paying tax and doing
Mhm.
all this
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
trying to keep
Yeah.
my baseline as low as possible.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I'm just like grinding away for fun. And it and I remember like, I'm making 40 grand a year selling robotics at this sales job, and I hate not having fun.
Mhm.
And I'm just doing this on the side, and I start to like really dive into this community of people. Like the people I was watching on YouTube, I'm reaching out to them. I'm asking them what are they looking for in their collection. So I go out and find it, sell it to them. I'm helping people, right? And a
Mhm.
lot of the times I'm not making any money on this because I'm creating these relationships, creating these
Yeah.
connections. And now these guys that I watched are my best friends. Like where we hang out all the time. We go to every show, we go to the casinos together, whenever
Yeah.
we go to a show. Um, so yeah, I'm become best friends with these guys. I build this great network and I go to Pokemon Worlds in 2019, um, which was in like Washington, DC. And I'm
Mhm.
at the table with all these guys. We're having lunch, dinner, whatever it is. And everyone, like one end of the table, they're talking about the amount of money they're making. Another end of the table, they're just talking about what's going on and fun stuff. I start listening to the business side of it. I'm like, what you can do? You can make 100 grand a year selling Pokemon cards? That's crazy. I don't even, it might not have been, it might have been like 50 grand. So I'm like, you can make as much as I'm making in a normal job selling Pokemon cards. So like that conversation, which it was catch 'em all collectibles and old school Pokemon, um, it just like flipped a switch in my head, and I just started to take it seriously, turn it into a business, stop wasting all my money opening stuff and just enjoying
Mhm.
it, but also, yeah, like enjoying the grind. And at some point, I think the clip that you saw might have been like my sales revenue or my profit had outpaced my salary. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna quit my job.
Oh,
So I quit my job and then was full time just before the COVID boom. So I crushed it during COVID.
yeah.
3 years of that. Now I'm back in the corporate world of collectibles,
Yep.
but yeah, man, it's just like it's like you said, it's one conversation, one person, and everything can change. It's so
Yeah.
weird.
Do you what's your take on the current state of Pokemon?
It's honestly terrifying. Like I don't think anybody knows what's going on at this point.
Mhm.
It is in
Yeah.
such a big hype cycle. This boom has been going on for so much longer than I think most of us are used to.
Mhm.
Um, there's all collectibles. I think all industry, I mean, all markets are cyclical, but
Yeah.
collectibles specifically, I just you kind of get a feeling once you're in it for a while when those cycles are happening.
Mm.
And this one's just been going on longer than I could have imagined.
Mhm.
Um, it's astounding to me that people are moving away from it to One Piece, to Dragon Ball, to everything else. Like, I
Yeah.
know there's money to be made over there too, like, and Dragon Ball Z is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
entire
You
background.
put Dragon Ball Z above Pokemon for you from a
Yeah,
love?
yeah.
That's
There
amazing.
there was something special about that show. I don't know if you watched it, but,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
it was just a
Was it the kind I mean, I just spent all of my recesses and everything just hitting people with the fucking
everybody still does it. You're watching, like, track athletes do it when,
Yeah.
football guys, when they score touchdowns, they're doing
Yeah.
the Kamehameha, like, these guys it's Dragon Ball Z is such a powerful IP, and people just sleep on it.
Yeah.
There's Goku doing
That's
the
unbelievable.
Kamehameha. So, yeah, man, it's just like for those who are in it right now and buying, be cautious.
Yeah.
But also just, like, keep at it, like, keep flipping, keep
Mhm.
buying the next thing. I'm in this consolidation phase. I'm
Mhm.
selling off a ton of my low-end stuff and buying the good stuff that I've always wanted,
Yep.
because everything is up like crazy, so it's a scary moment, like, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
What are there some other eras, obviously at early COVID, other eras that you can point to?
Yeah, the first boom that I experienced, like, the timing that I got into it was really good because I started in, like, a down cycle, and one of the things that really also hit me to take it seriously was I saw XY Evolutions coming out, this article about it,
Mhm.
reprint of the base set, pure nostalgia for me. Let's go open some Charizards, great. And then on top of that was Pokemon Go. So they hit XY
Pokemon Go was
Evolutions
insane.
and Pokemon Go, and things went nuts. Like, I
Yeah.
remember feeling this way then, but if you look at the chart of, like, interest and pricing,
Yeah, it's not even
it's not even close, not even close. So Pokemon Go was really that first big boom in
Mhm.
2016, 2017.
Mhm.
Took a couple years off, COVID, couple years off, whatever this is.
Yeah, and
I
I
don't know what
just
to
like
call this yet.
I I don't know what it is either. And the reason I go there is because the only thing that interests me outside of the stuff that we're going to talk about, which is like the cells behind you and like the random like employee badge from whatever year. The only thing that's interesting to me is 1999 first edition,
Yeah,
the base set, not even jungle,
can't go wrong.
fossil, any
Can't
of it.
can't go wrong.
And when I look at the supply side, it just breaks my brain of how do we get to another down? And I'm trying to talk myself off the cliff just in a world where obviously just money, what money represents nowadays.
Yeah.
And whether it's endowment funds, whether it's the pooling of capital, whether it's to the point that you made about your friends that graduated college, whether it's iBankers, everyone, wants to be cool and everyone's posting on social media. And what is, again, like I bought this and I overpaid for it. And it was a Pidgeotto and it was roughly around 2 Gs. But like,
You'll do fine on it.
I'll do fine on it. And I just am like, it's not that crazy for all of them to just be sitting in a vault somewhere. If you go market cap against other things and what people like, and that's just where I feel like the media narrative and in content in general, we've kind of crossed this chasm. So I don't know. I'm like scared too of
Look,
like what is it and why I always want to go back to and force myself, which is just like the stories are the best part of it.
and don't get me wrong, like I am so bullish on trading cards and collectibles for 20 years, like 0 doubt in my mind. I just think if you're buying it now, you might have to wait a longer time to make some money if it goes down. I don't know if it'll go down. No one knows
Yeah.
it'll go down.
Yeah.
But it's completely changed for us. Like, I mean, I was able to buy a house by selling Pokemon cards,
Mm-hmm.
but if I hadn't done Pokemon cards, I would never have a house. And 99% of my friends growing up aren't doing Pokemon, and they cannot afford houses.
Yeah.
So the whole American dream and dream of like our parents, they made their money off of this crazy, crazy increase of housing prices, and they were able to get in when it was cheap. And a lot of people made their wealth off of real estate. We can't do that anymore. And 3% growth year over year is not interesting to us. We want to make money now. We're a gambling culture now, which is a whole nother issue and story. I love gambling, but it's a problem. I can't gamble responsibly.
Yeah.
But with the wave of crypto and the wave of collectibles and how Pokemon is and how people can make money so fast if you work hard, that's what's interesting to us. We're not gonna like investing in housing right now is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm
So
staring it in the face, bro. Like I'm getting married in June and like
congrats.
looking at my life. Thank you. And yeah, it's just like
I'm getting married in September, so
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Big year
Yeah.
for the boys. Let's
Yeah.
go. Yeah. And to your point, it's like, yeah, I literally think my Pokemon collection is the path.
It was for me. Like
Yeah.
totally irrational. I mean, my net worth was 99% cardboard, and I was told I was crazy. My parents were concerned. You know, my boss was like, "Are you really leaving this company to go sell Pokemon cards?" I'm like, "Yeah, all right."
Yeah, grown ass man.
And a part of me listened to these guys too. I sold
of
stuff
course.
off out of fear. I sold stuff off to, and it was the right decision to sell to pay debts. My student loans. It's the right decision to sell to buy a house, right? Like, I lost a ton of opportunity cost or income really. But you got to make decisions here and there. It's just a part of life. Like you can't take everything with you. So you got to take your gains at some point. You got to use it, enjoy yourself. So
fruits of the labor.
Yeah.
Question. What do you consider the number one grail in Pokemon collecting? Doesn't have to be cards, just in general.
Oh, I mean, cards, it's no question that the PSA 10 first ed base Charizard. People that say the Illustrator, like I understand why. There's too much gray area with that card in general, not just the 10, but just that card in general. There's a lot of extra copies. The Charizard is it for cards because it's a set card. There's no funny business or much funny business at all with set cards. When you get into that trophy prize card area, there's a lot of funny business. So it's a great card. Fantastic card. It deserves the price it's at right now. I don't know how much more, but it's a great card. But the grail for me, and the reason why I'm buying the stuff behind me is original artwork. Like all this stuff comes from original art. Like I never thought I'd be an art collector. As a Pokemon collector, you're like, it is art. I used to it is art. It is art. Just to like feel tough, but like having the original art for Pokemon cards, which I don't even know if they exist because they did a lot of that stuff digitally. But that, like, the grail to me would be like the original art of probably the Charizard, but maybe even the base set Pikachu. Because like some of these cels like were used as cards for Dragon Ball Z Score from like the original card game. So like I can put it 1-to-1 and it's really, really cool. I can't really do that with Pokemon. I hope it exists. I hope Pokemon has an archive. I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
But if it's out there, that's to me the true grail is the original art for honestly for the cards.
Yeah, makes sense. So talk to me, what you're referring to is kind of these animation cells, right?
Yeah.
And can you just give a little explainer on what
Yeah.
those are?
Yeah. I'm more of a buyer than a historian on these things because I've only been doing it for a little bit, but I think I've learned a lot. So, I mean, animation goes back a long, long time ago. Disney, every anime you can imagine. So really up through the 90s, all the way back to I don't know, the 40s, 50s, animation, hand-drawn animation was done to create cartoons. So the steps of the process where they would kind of take the lead animator would sketch out the scenes. They'd have a piece of paper, with pencil, sketch out the scenes in good detail, pass it along for tests and corrections, and then the final step would be to paint them on a acetate celluloid, so animation cell. And then they would literally film these. They would put them down, have their lighting in their studio, and film these one by one. They would move the cameras around. There's a bunch of different scenes for this because this is when they're doing the fusion technique, when their
Mhm.
arms are going up. Um, so there's a lot, like they make a ton of these, right? To make a show, to make a
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
So this is literally a piece of the show.
yeah.
I can
And
go and watch whatever episode this is from, pause it, and say I own that on the TV,
yeah,
which is nuts
that's sick.
because
Is there a
millions.
singular moment? And I know you said you might have to go. The second you need to leave, you just tell me.
I've
Is
got a
there a
little extra time, but
singular you got a second?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, what do you think is the most like, what would be the hottest one for Pokemon? What was the biggest moment?
For Pokemon, it's definitely from the first movie, the Mewtwo Strikes Back.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, which is
So it
iconic.
when Pikachu, well, like, there's a couple, right? When Pikachu is crying over Ash, he's a
Uh-huh.
stone, right? That's iconic. When Ash walks out with all the Pokemon behind him, that's iconic. And then one that we know exists. Now, Pokemon destroyed a lot of theirs.
Mm,
They kept a lot of theirs, so it's super hard to find a Pokemon scene. I
mhm.
picked this one up recently. Really lucky to have gotten this.
Oh, sick.
But
What are
one
those 3 dudes' names? Again, this is where I get lost on the 2nd gen or
this
3rd
is
gen.
yeah, 2nd gen, Cyndaquil, Totodile, and Bayleaf.
Yeah, Bailey.
So those are the 3 main starters from Gen 2, and then obviously Pikachu and Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur is the one I need the first edition PSA 10. I'm so pissed because I was looking at old photos and I
That's
had
the
it and I
most
sold it.
expensive out of the
It's the
3.
of the 3, I know. I
Yeah.
fucking sold it.
But the one that does exist is like the shot of armored Mewtwo, like before he breaks out of like his or no, it's when he's just standing up straight and he's armored, like
Mhm.
he looks like a beast. So someone owns that. Someone actually made limited prints of it and sold it, which is completely illegal.
Yeah.
But they got away with it. So someone owns that piece. It's probably a quarter million, if not more, if they were to sell the real one.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, dude, Pokemon cells are. I've been trying so hard to find them, and they're just aloof.
That's sick. One education question,
Yeah,
because I think it's gonna make a great clip for Instagram.
yeah,
The Pokemon first edition red cheeks compared
yeah.
to the yellow cheeks. What was the red cheeks?
So the person that had this was actually a part of that. Um, and I always get it mixed up of which way it was supposed to be, but the story behind it is really funny. So they started with red cheeks. That was like the first print of it because that's first edition. I think are all red cheeks. Is that right? And then
They're both
shadowless.
there's first edition
Is
yellow
there?
cheeks
Oh,
and
there is.
red
Yeah.
cheeks.
Okay. So it's not just shadowless. Okay.
Yep.
So okay. I forget which one is supposed to be correct,
Yep.
but Japan got pissed at them because they printed the wrong one at a certain point in time and like threw a fit, like way like she said they went off on the US side because they screwed it up.
Yep.
So I think the Japanese one's yellow. I think they're supposed to be yellow cheeks.
Correct. I think they're
Um,
supposed to that's why the red is a shorter print.
yeah. So, but I they don't know what happened. Like obviously, same time of thing with the story, but they do remember just getting reamed
Yeah.
for screwing up,
Yeah.
um, which was really funny to hear.
That's amazing.
And they went and did red cheeks on the Pikachu and Jungle afterwards. I don't really understand why it was such a problem. Like it's what happens when he like starts his shock attack or whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
Um,
Best
But
character in Super Smash Bros. In my opinion, by the way.
I'm a Sheik main, dude.
I'm
Well,
a Pikachu. I just that down freaking Thunderbolt is
you're
like pretty
talking
much my
64.
go-to. Yeah,
Captain
64.
Captain Falcon.
Yep.
That's my favorite game of all time is Melee.
My bachelor party is essentially all my dudes getting a house in the woods in the Poconos and playing video games for the entire weekend.
Any golf?
Halo 2. Actually, no, not doing golf based on timing. We're going paintballing.
Okay. That
We're
sounds like
kicking it off with paintballing. And then we got like land set up for Halo 2. We got Super Smash in the mix. Half the guys are like, "Are you fucking serious? Like, what is your issue?" The other boys are like, "Let's ride."
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Well,
So
whoever wins the Smash tournament's the best man, right?
exactly. That's exactly right. Exactly. Brother, we could talk for hours. I know you got to roll. I appreciate the time. I wanted to ask you also, like, what's really fun for me.
I got a couple more minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
V Friends. We're building V Friends right now. Fucking legend.
Let's go, dude.
Outgoing Octopus? I think so.
Yeah,
Sketch
the
card?
sketch card.
Yeah.
Pulled it. We were at Fanatics Fest.
Yep.
You're like, dude, go buy a box. So I went and bought a box, and
Oh
boom.
man. Fuck yeah. I get to work with this kid, Adam Rips, who's big time collector.
Yeah.
Like,
I know Adam.
he does a lot of our product stuff. We just had like our post-holiday holiday party, little exclusive staff hat, exclusive staff pin. And I sit here and I'm like thinking about 25 years from now. Like, what are the things, you know? If you can go into your brain, if it works that way, what is that? What is that? Imagine.
This is a Magic Pro Tour staff badge.
Sick. Do you know when that's from, roughly?
1996. Keep your staff stuff. Keep it up.
I keep all my stuff like that. If there's one thing that you think that we should do, what would it be? Not mass, like no, if you were just in the mix.
I know exactly what to do. I think we talked about this before, and I don't know Adam that well. Like I've met him a couple times, and I hear great things that he's really really good at this. And look, Fanatics just hit a grand slam, taking who they took from WotC to hire for the TCG team they're building out in Seattle here. And another good friend of mine actually is about to head over there, I think, too, who is a rock star. Adam needs to go learn. To send Adam to Seattle, sit on the Fanatics TCG team, learn from Ken, learn from is it Mike, Matt? I think Mike. Learn from these guys who built Magic, who learned from the people who created Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Send him out here for 6 months, super hard train course of learning how to build a TCG and make V-Friends don't make it too complicated, but make it a more complicated trading card game.
Mm-hmm.
Build the utility into that thing. Like I know the collectible side of trading card games has kind of taken over, but you need to have that strong player base, that strong utility in a trading card game for it to succeed.
Yeah.
Or long tail, I guess.
Yep, I agree.
And then obviously Gary's on top of it with the comic books, and I'm sure you got to do animation, you got to do anime, you got to do all sorts of stuff.
Correct. Yeah.
But that's the one piece that's going to take a lot of work. That I don't know if your guys, again, I don't know Adam too well. I don't know the whole team. I don't know if they have that in them to build a really long-standing, good, solid mathematical trading card game. That's what they got to do. So ship Adam out here.
Yep. Get him on Seattle. All rainy days only. Rainy days only. Yep. I love it. I love that. I appreciate it. I appreciate the wealth of knowledge. Can you show me the driver real quick?
Oh yeah. Which one?
Well, it's okay. So we got two. One, I'm seeing a Callaway logo.
This is the good one. So this is from Pokemon Worlds 2021 from London. So it's a Callaway. I play Titleist, so I won't be using this, but
so sick.
London Pikachu.
And what was this? A tournament? Like this was available to buy? What?
No. So every year, I'm going to keep showing stuff as I talk. Every year at Worlds, it's at some special location usually. And the Japanese love their golf, of course. If you've ever worked at a Japanese company, anyone. This one's from Yokohama. I got a whole wedge set. If I can, it's got a master ball on there. Yokohama 2023.
Sick.
They have a golf tournament for the execs and for their major partners. And at the end of the tournament, they have probably a charity auction of some kind with very limited select few golf clubs.
Yeah.
This one's only special because it's signed by the president of Pokemon,
Wow.
Ishihara.
Oh,
Maybe a little Pikachu on there.
nice.
So, I mean, they probably only make, a few of these drivers, a few of these wedge sets, a few of these custom bags. But there's a backpack every year. There's merch. There's golf tees. There's hats. There's all sorts of cool stuff. And yeah, you have to be.
That's the thing. I'm angling hard on the V Friends annual golf outing. Literally, just
bring me out as a partner so I can be
a partner, consultant.
Yeah.
First off the tee, we made it all.
Yeah, I mean, there's they make they do special flags for every pin on every hole, so people take those. They got the special markers for the tee box. It's insane. And once I found out about it, I'm like, this is selling everything. I'm going to buy
take my house with it.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's amazing. All right, sign off. One question, 2 parts.
Yep.
Most underrated Pokemon.
I know he just got a set of his own. Actually, he's underrated lately because he doesn't get talked about enough, and he hasn't got his own set in a long time. Is Gyarados. He is a favorite by far, but he just hasn't gotten any love lately. So Gyarados.
I respect that.
Dragonite's my favorite, but he just got his own set. So.
That's what I was going. What's your all-time favorite Pokemon?
Dragonite.
Why?
The dude is he's a brilliant beast. That's what he is. He's the mailman in the TV show, so he's smart, and then he's just a terrifying monster that can just tear people to shreds. So it's kind of like you got to be able to attack at certain points. You got to be able to sit back at certain points, and he's perfect for that.
Mailman's always very sneaky. You gotta watch out for the mailman coming around. I love it, brother. I appreciate it. All the best. You guys are killing it with the content. On the business side, I'm excited to hopefully keep cooking together, and just all that you're doing. I appreciate it. The education that you just dropped, the time that you took. Again, I mean, I can just go for 2 hours right now, but we'll save it for another. We'll have you back on. You might be the bi-monthly. Get you once a month. Drop in on the news, see what's going on.
We'll make it work.
You're the man. I appreciate it, brother. Always. Right, thanks for the time. Peace. Let's go. I'm fired up. I love just nerding out about sports cards, about collectibles, Harry Potter again. There's a couple moments. Every time Carlos Alcaraz wins, I'm very happy, but I get upset. Because I came on this show about 6 months before Carlos Alcaraz won his first major. And I said, this guy is going to be the biggest star. He's got this Net Pro thing coming out soon. Pick him up. And I did nothing about it. Didn't buy a single one of them. Didn't buy a single Carlos Alcaraz card. My boy Jay made a play on a bunch. Flipped them. Bought a house. I didn't do anything. I did get berated by a couple people for pumping and dumping the Carlos Alcaraz market without ever owning a single piece. But I feel the same way about Harry Potter. As I sit here knowing that 18, 24 months from now, it is going to be the biggest thing in the world because of the new HBO show. It's going to have its Game of Thrones moment. It's looking like Cillian Murphy is Cillian, whatever, however you want to say his name, is going to be Lord Voldemort. Yeah, I said it. Lord Voldemort, he who must not be named. The whole to-do about Snape and, the color of Snape's skin, don't matter. All-time actor in that role. All-time character in the history. I agree. I totally agree. Golfaholic, Watsy 01, Harry Potter Hollow slept on. Harry Potter, where's he at? I got him in here somewhere. Now I'm just going to spend 20 minutes looking through my cards. But I got him in here somewhere. Boom. I got the Ron. I got the, and this is me showing you what I got, but I just know it. And I'm not going hard enough. But I love talking about this stuff. And if you love talking about it too, Card Talk's the place for you. I hope everyone has a great night. Thank you for tuning in. Great. If you're listening to this, thank you for making it through. Sorry I didn't do a better job because we referenced some things on video, but now this is Spotify podcast on video, so you can watch it there. And if you're ever in New York City and want to talk cards, you hit me up on my cell. Come through the office. Let's jam. I'm having the time of my life. Feeling very fortunate to be able to connect with people, talk about things that we love. All the best. Have a great night. Peace.